Hey all, this is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. This is just a little check-in today on the cuckoo bananas that's been going on. Uh, I also wanted to answer a couple questions from viewers. One is the Council of Light scary? And somebody was asking about sadness and anxiety in these times and chaos. And so I wanted to give a few little ideas. Meanwhile, the Lindsay Halligan missteps in the indictment of James Comey has come to a head. And I wanted to pull some cards and see if that case will be dismissed. The judge criticized her. I guess she didn't give the second indictment to the grand jury. She just took off the one and said, "Okay, we're done." And Saudi Arabian Prince Mohammed bin Salman was in the Oval Office, and people are very, very unhappy because Trump really leaned on approving that action. It seemed like that he was questioned on Jamal Khashoggi's death, and why doesn't he ask this man about it more or push more about it? And he said something about him being a controversial journalist. So, of course, that makes a person need to be, killed and cut up into pieces. Of course, that makes total sense to me. So I'm going to pull cards. And this Epstein file thing, 30 days, I guess Pam Bondi, she had a news conference and Kash Patel was behind her with his saucer eyeballs looking straight ahead. Like, I don't know how somebody can do that without blinking, but they apparently, I heard on the radio or somewhere, they don't like each other very much. Shocking. I always saw her being put in jail. Wheel of Fortune means timing, everything in its own time. So, Comey's dismissal. Now, when I get into the energy of him, he's very confident. I feel also very tall. Yeah, and he, you know what? I do feel like the government, the DOJ, Halligan, whoever it is now that's doing this, is going to resubmit things. They're going to go back and change it. She doesn't know what she's doing. I guess she's never done any, prosecuted a case except for insurance stuff. She's an insurance lawyer, but she's pretty. We like pretty girls. Anyway, I think this feels like this is the grief card, but it also feels like it's not for us. It feels like the government is going to have to go back. She's going to have to go back. Somebody with some intelligence or history, experience, knowledge, attorney knows what they're doing, prosecutorial knowledge is going to have to go back and resubmit it. I don't think they're going to let it go. I think the judge is going to be, I see, is he going to dismiss it? I think he's going to wait. He's going to give him an out. And he's going to say, go back to your fearless leader. He's not going to say that. I'm saying that. Go back to your fearless leader and make some changes. And I think they're not going to throw it out. Somebody was saying they think somebody's going to get disbarred over this. I think eventually, just so you know, this case is going to get dismissed. It's not going to go anywhere forward. But the orange knucklehead in all his wisdom really needs, he's been pushing and pushing, and he's on his revenge tour infinitum. So I think it will get dismissed eventually. I know it will. I know it's going to get dismissed. It's just a matter of when. Okay. Now, Council of Light. Somebody had asked me, is it scary? And okay, so this book, I'll just show it to you. Michael Newton, Dr. Michael Newton. Can you tell I use it? He talks about the life between lives. He does a lot of hypnotherapy and past life regression or life between lives. So we go to, after we pass, we go to the Council of Light, we go up to the heavenly realms, and there's different stages, there's different awarenesses, there's different healing processes up there. Everybody's different. Everybody, depending on what they did here, evolve, not evolve, had a plan, their soul contract. They went to their spirit family. Sometimes they're embraced with their spirit family when they arrive. They recognize them. And some of that is about that. You go between lives and you meet your spirit family, some of which you have in this life, some of which you don't recognize. But that's all about your soul and its path. Anyway, when you go, part of that experience is standing before the Council of Light. And it is not quite a judgment. There is some assessment, but these are all wise beings that are may or may not ever have taken human form, but they are really evolved and they help you. They help you and ask questions. They go, what do you think of your life? What was your goal? And basically you already know when you're there, you knew your soul contract was A, B, and C. You knew that my karmic pattern was, I don't know, addiction or something about abusive relationships or something. I mean, that's pretty dark stuff, but say it was more about being kinder or whatever it was. Or you have relationships with certain people that you had to resolve. Did you resolve those? Because up there, you know what your job was or your goal was. And sometimes they go, do you think you did this? Do you think you did this? And then you say, well, no, I tried this and this. And they're like, they give you sort of like a report card and say, well, yes, we did this. And they're very positive in all respects. They're very positive and say, this, you'll have to, maybe redo this part and you redo this part, but you need to move to this next stage over here. We're telling you what you did well, what you didn't, what we see in you, the perfection of God that's in you. It's all there every time. That doesn't go away, this beautiful person that is within you. So it's more about the 3D world, the earth world, where you're learning these lessons for your soul. Anyway, so you move on and you process this understanding, this awareness of what your soul was able to do or not do, or maybe, pain you caused, pain you received, things that you could have done differently. And then you assess that. And when you're ready, you move to your next life. You have a new soul contract with a new spirit family. Sometimes people aren't passed on yet where you plan to go because they help you plan. They help you, okay, well, if this is what you feel like you need to do now, let's do that. So they're not scary in any way. It's like, I'm trying to think of an example of, it's like a group of grandfather, grandmas who are kindly saying, did you think you did the right thing? What do you want to do with this? Did you mean to steal that bike or that car? Do you think you needed to do that? What are the repercussions from your actions? Because you'll see, because you know how they say you see your life flash before your eyes right before you go. It's like that. You see all the different situations that I could have done this. I could have did that. I made that choice. Because we all have free will, right? So this free will is determining much of it. Sometimes your soul contract has to do with being here a short time to teach parents about love or the brevity of a life sometimes and how do they deal with that. It's a lot of complicated things like that. But it's like, think of kind grandparents who are wise and they're going, well, let's talk about this. And you're on this discussion and not in you're a horrible human. It's more, okay, let's try this again. What do you think you need to learn this time? It's like that. It's beautiful. They're very serious. Don't get me wrong. There's a serious tone. And when I've gone, I've seen people now that are not well, that mentally there. And same with the kid. I just realized that kid who who tried to take out Trump in Pennsylvania, I saw him as really evolved, not part of the Council of Light, but some people just have a specific job and they go and they're really evolved and they have a destiny to do that. I got off track there. But to answer your question, whoever that was, I don't remember your name. It's fine. You're going to get there and it's going to be like going to your grandparents' house, somewhere comfortable and loving, but also answering to your free will choices and everything that you made the choice to, and then the next time what you plan on doing. Um, it's not like they have to forgive you. You don't, it's more about you seeing yourself, seeing your soul, um, almost healing yourself, not forgiving yourself, but healing yourself in some way. And sometimes people have let things go and they're like, there's a little party going, yay, you did that. Awesome. And there's some cheering happening. So it's, it's a combination, but never dark and heavy, just awareness. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. You guys like what you see here, please subscribe. I'm getting close to a little bit of to cross over into 9,000 subscribers, which I'm very excited that I'm there. And I know it's because you guys trust me and you feel like I'm doing something for the community. And I always try to do my best, whatever that is. And so thank you. Thank you all. I have such a lovely group of viewers who are always just so lovely. Really, it's great. So thank you. It makes my heart happy. Makes me really happy. And then I get into the darkness of Jamal Khashoggi's passing. Besides, he's on the other side. He did not expect that. Just quickly get into his energy. He is very unhappy about his wife because I think he was going to get married. I think there's some residual sadness about that, delayed sadness that he watches her and he can't do anything about that. And he's very proud that she's asking about him and trying to get justice for him. He's also fearful. I mean, you don't have fear on the other side, but he's also concerned that she's, going to be okay because of her speaking out. But he's waiting. He's waiting. He's waiting for her. He's waiting for other family. Actually, his parents are already there, I think. I feel like his grandparents. There's older people with him. He's okay. He did what he needed to do in this life, and he was committed to truth, and he was doing his best. Yeah. As for Trump, somebody had said he had something to do with it. I don't know. This is for entertainment purposes only. I have no idea that he had anything to do with it. And that could just be allegedly. It's an idea proposed out there that he spoke to the prince, and maybe this journalist Kashoggi was saying negative things, and he's like, "Oh, I got you. I'll take care of that." I wouldn't put it past him. Let's look at that. Is he got anything to do with it? Well, there you go. There's our emperor person who, in Knight of Wands, taking care of things. King of Pentacles, wanting to be in charge. The real issue is Ten of Swords, but look at that. Oh, sorry. This kind of, maybe it's back here. Ten of Swords is at the end of a cycle. It's the end, but it's also up here. So that's the end. How they got there is strength, and that's control. I see this lion too, I don't know why, and I don't think that's a Middle Eastern symbol, but why do I think that? But I feel like that's how we got here. Then we have the King of Cups. We have 3 men here. Near future is happiness and how others see you as doing all the right things and being wealthy. This is about money. I think somebody got money out of it. Shocking. We got these F-35 supposedly they're going to buy. And the technology may go to China might figure out the technology, but Who cares? Saudi Arabia is great. We love Saudi Arabia. Not that I don't, I'm just saying, I'm being sarcastic. What we don't know yet, there's some other information that is going to come out. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make them focus. Page of Swords, and it's very specific, this information. But it won't touch him. The orange knucklehead, and won't touch him. Action to take or avoid. Have faith. This is all going to work out. Have faith that we all see the same moon and the same stars all over the world. We think we're all in different countries but have different rules and cultures, but we all have the same view of the moon and the stars. It spins around and we all see the same thing. This is about that somehow. This is about having faith, and again, that it will all come out. And it's just a matter of time. Somebody has that information. Somebody is waiting. And it could be when the orange knucklehead gets out of office or when he's incapacitated, 25th Amendment, or the cognitive decline is set in stone, or well, it's too hard to miss. It's too in your face. So fear and anxiety is running rampant. Some days are worse than others. Some days it seems like justice does not occur for people that are just openly flaunting the law illegally. They're just doing things right before our eyes. Or there's no law for the people who that pay somebody, they just pay it off. And then people like you and me who have a traffic violation or handcuffed or whatever, it's terrible. Not that I am, but just saying. So when we have these anxiety, anxious times, anxiety lives in our head. That's where anxiety is. It is not in our hearts. It's not in our bodies. Our bodies respond to this and get maybe sweaty, shaky, our heart races. And then that feeling repeats into our head, and it becomes a cycle where we're repeating, and then panic can kind of set in, and then you start ruminating and obsessing. So the point is to get out of here ultimately and have faith. So how do we do that? We're getting into our bodies by first, this is an example, say you're watching TV and something, of course he does something stupid, or somebody gives him a pass on something. Or he calls somebody piggy in an Air Force One. Who does that? What kind of, it's classless. Anyway, so you stop. You're going to walk. You're going to walk away. You're going to walk away from your phone, from the TV. You're going to move. You're just going to move. What that does is it takes the energy, and it's hard to do two things or keep your mind on two things at once. From hypnotherapy, I know this. It's hard to do that. So you have to focus your mind on your body. So just walk away is the first thing, just to get away from the noise, and make an intention, set an intention for this moment. Say, I'm going to find calm. It may not happen right away. I'm going to do this. And you have to practice this kind of stuff. And you're going to be once you walk away or move, you're going to be putting your mind on something that you enjoy. So ahead of time, you might say, these are the things I enjoy. I enjoy getting my hands in the dirt. I enjoy planting. This time of year, it may be baking. It may be reading a book that's fun, or it may be watching a movie that makes you laugh out loud. Something creative. It could be art or drawing. For me, that tends to be frustrating, art or drawing. But also music. It could be maybe you play an instrument to get into that place where you're listening to the music, because that goes into your heart. It's all about getting into the present, into your body, into your senses. When we live up here, our senses are just nowhere to be found. All we're doing is thinking and thinking. So it's about getting into your hands, getting into your feet, sensing things, feeling, smelling, hearing, and seeing too. Sometimes visually, and looking at things that make you happy. So ask yourself, what is that? What is it that makes you happy? For me, it's looking at pretty things. Color, baking makes me happy. Getting my hands dirty in the flour makes me happy. Going outside, getting my hands in the dirt and planting, digging out rocks out of my garden makes me happy because it's all very visceral. It's all very tactile. Okay, so our creativity, heart. So we're going to find that. We're going to laugh. We're going to change the perspective. Even if it's just for 15 minutes, it's a practice. We get out of this and we just do something. Basically, it's a distraction, but you may find that before you know it, an hour has gone by and you haven't thought about the crazy shithead guy who's doing all this stuff and you're enjoying yourself. Practice, practice, practice. And then when you're in this present state, you find gratitude because once you're aware, I'm here for 15 minutes and I haven't thought of it. It may remind you to think of it, but don't do that. You get gratitude. It's about being present. You're like, you know what? I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I have my arms and legs. I'm grateful that I have my family, or I have these friends, or I have a home, or and it doesn't have to be fancy. Just, I have shelter. I have food in my pantry. I am grateful. I have the ability to be creative and curious and have the ability to have faith. And that's where you need to get eventually, is to live in that state of faith. And this little step-by-step stuff is more about getting there. So remember, I just wanted to look at my notes. Remember, suffering is a natural state. Humans we suffer. It's just what it is. We have joy and we have suffering. We're living in a duality life where there's not constant happiness. There's not constant sadness. Hopefully we live in a back and forth. So remember that the fear and anxiety probably is going to come back, but that's okay. It's natural. And what you're doing is just coming up with these strategies to take you out of it. It's like meditation. You sit quietly work on it for 5 or 10 minutes. Your mind wanders, to grocery lists and my clothes don't fit or whatever it is. And you come back, listen to your breath. It's always about getting into your body, into your heart. It's practice. And you can journal. This is what I do regularly when I'm out of my head in this fear-based thing. Besides doing some of this, what I just mentioned, I journal. I connect with my higher self. I connect with my inner heart. I connect with God. I connect with angels, my spirit guides, my ancestors, and I I ask questions, or I say, what do I need to understand? And I let that flow through me because this is where the answers are. They're not up here. They're in here. I write them down and I go, okay, I just get an understanding and awareness about the bigger picture. I get out of the micro focus that the advertisers and the news want you to keep focused on. Their job is to keep you focused and carefully attuned to all the fear, and they want you to stay there. And they're not doing us a service at all. We're really good in keeping us addicted to this drama. So that's what I'm going to suggest. So do your best. Let me know how that goes. I know sorry, my nose is itchy, but I don't know what that means exactly. Anyway, you guys, hopefully that helps a little bit, a few of you. If it does, great. I really appreciate you coming by, and hopefully I'll be up here in a couple days. Probably not tomorrow because I'll probably be off so long. Anyway, you guys take care. Be well. Till next time.